All right. Welcome back. Here you are at another episode of Your Success at Last 360. Those daily tips, just those little nuggets to drop in your head every single day. A lot of these things will be things that you've learned over the years. Maybe you've forgotten. Maybe you're not using them, or maybe you do use them occasionally. And oh my goodness, excuse me, I had to sneeze there, and I had to push the pause button. Anyway, things that you may have learned, you may actually be using time and again. Maybe you haven't made them habit yet, and this is just a little reminder to make them habits. Now, what we do here is because this is the free week for a lot of the folks, we're going to let you know that we do a tip every day. Like Monday is about physical, Tuesday is about mental, on Wednesdays we talk spiritual. I know I probably should put that on Sunday, but you know what? I'm going to do it on Wednesday. It's my show. Thursday we have emotional. Friday on social. That one actually works out. Trying to be social on Friday. Financial on Saturday. And we're going to talk about rest on Sunday. On the seventh day, there was rest. So maybe that does work out the way it's supposed to. So today is all about the physical. Yeah. And as you saw by the title, don't eat it all. Yeah. Or you could also say, stop cleaning your plate. Here's the thing. I know growing up, I used to stop over at great-grandma's house on Sundays, and we would have Sunday dinner over there, and then the adults would play dominoes afterwards, and it was a good time. I love seeing my grandma, and it was it was actually my great-grandma, and she was a spry character. Boy, I'll have to tell you some stories about her later on. But here's the thing: one of the sayings that she had was "clean your plate." Yeah. We've all heard that. So many parents have said that. I know time and again I've probably been one of those parents that have said that. This saying really comes from the Depression era when food was sparse, right? They put food on a plate and you cleaned your plate. Eat it all. That's what it boils down to. And nowadays, well, we're in a recession, but we don't so much have the depression issue. And on the other side of that, overeating has become a problem. I mean, have you seen the size of the plates? When you go to a restaurant, man, they give you a 14-inch plate and they fill that puppy brim to brim, right? Here's the thing. Here's what I say. If you're full, stop eating. There it is. That is really simple, right? But here's the challenge. If you're sitting at dinner with your family or your friends, or you're out at dinner and you're eating fast, well, then by the time you feel full, you're already too full. Because by the time you pay attention to it and your tummy sends those signals out, it's really too late. It's based on some of the research and reading I've done. But anyway, a little disclaimer there for you. So here's what I would say. Here's your tip. Use smaller portions. And what we did in my family and in my household is we went out and you get those nice dinner sets. I bought a nice dinner set here, and you get the big plates, and you get the salad plates, and you get the salad, and you get the bowls, and you get the cups and what have you, and the saucers. Instead of using the big 12, 14-inch plates, I use the salad plate, the 9-inch plate, or whatever size it is, maybe 6-inch for all I know. But use that smaller plate. Here's the thing. If you're hungry after you get your first portion, go get some more. That's fine. That's not a problem. But the thing is, when you're looking at that plate of food and you see there's a little bit left, you're going to eat it. It's just kind of in your head. Just society saying, hey, clean your plate. When you're at a restaurant, ask for an appetizer plate because restaurants nowadays, I don't want to say food is cheap, but that's the least of their costs. They've got the building overhead, and they've got their staffing, and the kitchen, and all the machinery, and then the chefs, and the managers, and yada yada yada. Food is probably the least of their problems. So they give you lots and lots of food. Right? They bring you this plate full of food. If you ask for an appetizer plate, you take off what you want to eat and put it on the appetizer plate. And if you want more, guess what? You just shovel it off the big plate onto your little plate, and there you go. Take the rest home. Give it to your dogs. Eat it later. Who cares? Right? You don't have to eat it all in one sitting. All right? Get your money's worth. Here's another thing that came out of that. My great-grandma used to tell me, there are starving kids in, insert country here that would love to have that food. A lot of times as a kid, you're looking at probably the vegetables and saying, well, you can give it to them. Of course, you never said that to great-grandma or grandma or mom. You thought it, though. Here's the thing. There may be, and I know there are, in fact, starving children in other countries that would want that food. But let's be honest. Are they going to want it by the time great grandma packs it up and ships it to them? I don't think so. So there's my tip for you for today. Stop cleaning your plates. Get some smaller portions, and if you want more, go back and get some more. Until then, I'll talk to you later. Think successfully and take action.